I woke up with a super swollen eyeball. Good morning. I got this Alocasia Silver Dragon on clearance for, I think it was like $10, and I want to rehab it with you. Also, fun fact, I woke up with a swollen eyeball today. I have had a sty on there for the past few weeks, and today it just decided it was the day that it was going to just like, so yeah, here we are. We're gonna make lemonade out of lemons. It's not gonna ruin my day. We're gonna play with plants and it's gonna be okay. So here we go. So the first thing that I typically do when I rehab any plants is I check to see what the first problem is. And a lot of times it's either usually overwatered or underwatered, and it's like on the extreme side of either or. So this one actually is pretty dry. You can see here, like almost, rock hard. So the first thing I want to do is just give it a drink, rehydrate it that way. And then once it's feeling better, then I'm going to go in here and cut off any damaged leaves that just need to go. I can clean this up, but I just don't want to cause any like extra stress on it until it is feeling better with a good drink. So we're going to do that first, and then we will go to the next step. I already have out my drinking bowl here. As you can see, we have been watering some other plants this morning. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water, more water into here. Also, that is definitely sweet tea. I promise. I'm not having scotch in the middle of the morning. I have my coffee. Back to the program. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this down into this pot, and then I'm going to show you where I'm going to fill it up with water. Okay, so when I'm putting this in the water, I want to make sure that none of the leaves are like sitting in that water, because that is just not good for them. Even though these guys are pretty rough looking, I still, I don't know what I'm going to do yet as far as like trimming off and what needs to be trimmed off, so I don't want to harm any of the leaves that are there at all. And then also, if you can see, I am going to actually add some more water because I want it to go up higher so that we have the pressure of the water really forcing itself up into the pot. There's a word for it, and I'm gonna figure out what it is. It's like, it's some kind of scientific reasoning as to why that works best. I'll find that for you, and I'm gonna put that on the video. But yeah, so I'm gonna add some more water. Okay, so sometimes because it's so dry and the water is just like causing it to fall over, I'm going to actually have to add some kind of weight to really just keep that down so that it's soaking up the water. Okay, so we have this baby hydrating right now. I found this little cup here that I put in there to help kind of weigh it down because it was trying to topple itself over. But as you can see, I wanted the water line to be up a little bit higher. That way it just really kind of forces that water up into the bowl here. Another thing that I also like to do is, let me see if I can do it one-handed. Is I like to use a dry erase marker, and I like to actually mark on here. It's like the sun's trying to shine through. That's an old mark. So I actually like to mark where the water line is so that I can kind of have an idea of how much water it has taken in. And I will leave this here. I'll set a timer for about 20 minutes, but I don't really feel like there's an actual, magic number as to how long you should when it's this dry. I think you just kind of have to, play it by sight. Stick your finger down in there and see how moist the soil is. A lot of times when it's like super dry like this, I even do have to go in and water at the top to just really get that soil nice and moist because this thing is super dry. But yep, so we're gonna just sit here and wait for this little baby to drink up, and then we can move on to the next step. So this thing has been sitting for about 30 minutes and it is still like super dry. I'm going to go ahead and top water it and see how that does. So I actually really like these types of bottles because when the soil is really, really dry, I can almost like stick it in there like an injection and try to get to the roots. So I don't know if that's a pro tip or not, but I feel like it might be. All right, so I feel like that feels pretty good. I'm gonna just let it set for a little bit longer in this water to see if moistening up the top of this soil will help it really just, you know, hydrate throughout. Chances are I will more than likely not try to transplant this plant today. It was super, super dry. And so I want to just make sure that like the healthy parts of the plant are good and hydrated before I go and, you know, try to break up the soil and mess with the roots. It's already in distress, so I want to just help it feel better before we go to do anything more stressful on it. So we will let this guy rest out for the rest of the day, and I will be back in the morning to help this guy out a little bit more. Okay, so it's only been like 25 forevers since I started filming this video, but it's okay. It's okay. It happens. As you can see, my sty is better. And that just really means that this baby is like super acclimated now. I have cleaned her up and she looks good, but I do want to repot her because I don't like the soil. It's like too PT. It's too PT. I actually created a soil mix that I seen from a fellow YouTuber. Shout out to Sydney Plant Guy, who has a really, really great recipe for aeroids. And I just made some last night and I'm really excited to use it. But he mentioned that he also uses it with his alocasias as well. So I want to change the soil. I want a really nice well-draining soil, chunky mix. So I'm excited to use this for this baby. So let's just let's get right to it. Let's see if we have any corms in here. As you can see, maybe you can, maybe you can't. Oh, we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I've already been messing this morning. I've been up since like 5:30 this morning, repotting. So this is some old soil. Oh, you can't see it. My bonsai is covering it up. We'll just move him over here so that you can see that. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I feel like I should like keep it, and like I know some people mix in their like old soil in with their soil that they make. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. I feel weird throwing it away. So I might just like put it in another area and think about it, make a decision later. But either way, I'm really excited to finally get this baby repotted up. So we're gonna do that today, full show. All right, let's get to it. So you can see I did clean up some of the leaves. We did lose one really big one, but that's okay because it needed to go anyways. It's gonna loosen this up. This is actually not, this is a good soil mix that I made, so I'm gonna put this in here because I don't want this to get mixed up with the other. That's not mine. That's not my mixture that I made, so. Definitely love to find some corms. Check and see, but ultimately I just feel like I want to get rid of this soil because it is just like, that's so thick. So I do see that it has like that, I don't think you guys see that like mesh, not mesh, it's like a biodegradable like planter type thing. I'm not really sure what the proper name of it is, but I feel like it suffocates the plants. I mean, I don't know, some people might disagree with that, but I don't know. I just wanna like, I don't wanna hurt the roots, but I also don't want to leave that on there. So I'm just gonna try to get some of it out. Oh, I just tore a root. I'm so sad. I did not mean to do that. You have to be like really careful to pull that out. Oh God, I just broke a root. But by doing that, oh my gosh, I did not. I didn't think that I wasn't seeing any corms, and so, but they're all like deeply in here. I'll show you in a second. Oh gosh. I wanna, so you can see that mesh bag type thing here. I'm just trying to like take that off so that it can breathe. And I'm also being like super gentle because I don't want to harm any roots in the process. Any more roots than like, you know. Oh gosh, there's a bunch. Oh my gosh, there's so many corms in here. I didn't think that I was gonna see any. I don't know, I guess I was expecting there to be like more throughout the soil, but they're like all up in this root system, which is exciting. It's so exciting because I want to separate them and grow little babies. Gosh, I really just want to get all that off. Exciting. It's almost like treasure hunting. Like, I don't know, or like blind bags, like for kids. It's the blind bag for kids. Plant corms. How many will I have? Oh, that's exciting. Oh, crap. I did not mean to break that off. Shoot. But we do still have one really good root. I did not mean to break that off like that, but hopefully when we repot this, or pot this, it'll be okay. That one, look how it almost looks like a shrimp or something. So I think I might actually, I don't know if I should leave that one on or if I should take it. Give me all your babies. I just don't want to like shock it too much. There's still, yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna leave those there. I'm gonna also leave this one that's right here too, just because I think, let's see how many roots we got. No, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Okay, we got some nice little roots on that, so. But I am gonna leave, God, I don't know, I feel like I should take that one too. Okay, I'm gonna take it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this like funky one down here that's like really big, just because, I don't know, I just wanna leave it. So there we are, we're nice and cleaned out. And now we're going to just put this in our same pot. I want to leave it in the same size pot. I don't want to up pot it. It's definitely not needing that, but with my new okay, so I'm just gonna sit that down in there. But this is the mix that I made last night. Oh gosh, my hands are all wobbly, sorry. But this is the mix that I made last night. That is super nice and super chunky. Just gonna go ahead and pot it up. Oh my gosh, I cannot get over how good this looks. So now that I have potted her up, we're just gonna give her a nice little rinse as well as a drink of water. Okay, so now that she has had a good hydrated bath, I'm going to top her off with some Super Thrive and some fertilizer. So I just want to finish up with that water. Okay, and now she's all done. I will leave her sitting here to rest for a little bit, and then I will put her back on the shelf. Okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna do is actually put these in some moss. These guys that are already have some little leaves, I'm gonna put them in some little nursery cups with moss, these two, and then I'm going to, as well with these, oh gosh, these guys, I'm gonna put them on in some moss too, but that's another video. That's a video for another day. But yeah, what the heck that is? I don't know what that is. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for watching it and hanging out with me today. If you liked it, let me know. And of course, if you want to come back and see more, just hit that subscribe button. But yes, thank you for coming along today, and I will see you in the next video.